Everything's happening right here on the far corner of the Save-A-Lot on Dirksen Avenue. Walk with me a little bit. I want to show you some things over here. First of all, welcome back. It's Mayor Monday. Shootings in Springfield continuing now for a fifth day. Officers at the intersection of 13th and Cass. This top apartment up here, that's where firemen tell me that the fire started. You can see people inside of it right now. They're investigating, trying to determine what exactly caused this fire. That's Unit 8. Walk with me one more time. I want to show you one more thing here. The fire engulfed their home, killing an infant and injuring 2 others. Hundreds of thousands of lives could be saved if only we did the right thing. I'll tell you what it is coming up. It is a battle between physical pain and emotional will. If you've ever run a long distance, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Republicans are accusing Democrats of dirty politics. That's after a House committee unanimously backed a proposal to spend $100 million in state funds on a Barack Obama presidential library. The report is based on alleged actions of 2 detectives with the City of Springfield Police Department, sex with a witness, use of illegal drugs, and repeated violations of policy. Severe weather once again threatening central Illinois. After a day full of heavy rain and strong winds, stronger storms are expected. Signs mark high accident intersections, but we found out today those accidents are happening all over the place. And then when we talk about our schools, that's something that the people who are arguing for that tax increase are making a pretty good case for because, you know, our kids are on the line here. Good evening, I'm Shantel Middleton. The sudden death of a Springfield High School senior rattling the capital city. 18-year-old Jamaica Green was a passenger in a car that ran into a house late Friday night. She died 2 hours later. Rebecca, thank you for that. Funeral arrangements haven't yet been finalized. We'll share those with you as soon as they are. One person is behind bars, but police are still looking for 2 others involved in a home invasion. Champaign police arrested 21-year-old Corey Coleman. Fixing what's broken. The city of Springfield is about to embark on a multi-year, multi-million-dollar project to fix the city's infrastructure, especially the roads. ABC News Channel's Garrett Berninger explains the amount of work necessary and how soon you'll see crews on the job. Garrett, thank you for that. This project isn't limited to streets. $3 million will be spent on sidewalk repairs, alley overlays, and drainage work. Washington has reportedly found a way to forget about the country's problems. Chances are you won't agree with it. That policy is to buy booze, and lots of it. According to spending records, the federal government purchased nearly $1.3 million of alcohol in 2013. That averages out to about $50,000 a month for wine, beer, and liquor. And it's nearly quadruple what the bar tab cost taxpayers in 2005. Our investigative media partner, the Washington Times, has been poring over the figures.
It's not her.
Get this, the State Department alone blew through $180,000 for liquor right before last year's partial federal government shutdown. For that, the State Department wins this week's Golden Hammer Award. Reporters found that federal agencies like to purchase booze in September for one reason, and for that one reason only. To read about it, head to our website and follow the link to the Washington Times. Still ahead on Nightside, a ban on bossy, the new campaign that shows why the word can cut kids down and how it's okay for them to be young leaders. Deadly mudslide, the number of people killed in Washington state rising into the evening hours. The difficulties rescue crews are facing as the search for victims continues. Then shocking the shockers, how it happened, and more. NCAA tournament coverage in sports with David Coy. In sports, the bad thing, though, about March Madness is that it ends in April sadness for all but one team.
All but one team. Only one can have the title. There's always one. But we'll have more coverage tomorrow with the NCAA tournament.
Perfect. Sounds good. That's it for us on Nightside. Sunrise this morning starts tomorrow at 5 a.m. We hope you have a great week, everyone.
Miley.
Coming, Mommy.
Snacks,
Thanks.
school lunch, and school supplies.
So grab a different pen.
There's no pens.
The costs add up, and so does the paperwork.
There's a difference also between delinquency and arrearage.
Every single parent waiting on the wheels of justice to turn in his or her favor has piles of them from this place, the State Department of Healthcare and Family Services.
These ones, I can't find the one that says it. It says he's getting Social Security.
For her 2 daughters, aged 9 and 12, Karina Frakes is owed nearly $30,000 total in child support.
It's a nice trailer and a car for sure.
This mobile home park in Springfield is where she and her children live. The father of her 2 girls, Cornelius Talbert, hasn't seen those kids in years. How do you think they've survived in the last year since you've not paid them anything?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I can't say I don't care. I mean, I do care, but I know they're not
struggling.
From the mobile home where they live and receive disconnect notices nearly every month, Frakes disagrees. Tolbert lives at this house in Dawson, where he says his new girlfriend picks up the tab.
I'm disabled, so, I can only do what I can.
Twice denied Social Security, he is trying again, but he isn't exactly remorseful about the money he owes in child support.
I'm gonna be in debt for the rest of my life for that woman, and she knows it, okay? You just gotta accept it. I'm accepting it. I'm gonna always owe her some back child support. That's how it goes.
Do you feel any way about that?
I feel fine.
Frakes says if Tolbert would pay the support he owes, she could get off of government assistance and her kids could have a better life. Across the nation, there is $116 billion in unpaid child support. Statewide, $3.2 billion is owed to more than 338,000 families. Here's a look at how much is owed in local counties.
I want to give them everything I can, but if I have nothing, what can I give?
Making non-custodial parents pay the piper isn't as easy as it might seem. We'll explore that in part 2 of this special report. In Springfield, Shantel Middleton, ABC News Channel 20.
Willow, we love you, and we're so sorry.
Days of searching turned up the news no one wanted to hear. Willow's grandfather says his son, 22-year-old Justin D. Reich, admits being with Willow when she died.
He did wrong. He went and tried to hide the fact. He got away with it until the next morning, then people started looking.
7-year-old Willow Long's body was found just outside of the Effingham County town where she lived. Hours later, the girl's uncle, Justin D. Reich, was arrested for her murder. Dale D. Reich says his son came forward with this.
They were at this time running through the house. He's chasing her. She ran outside. It's dark. There's a big pile of sticks on the other side of my thing. Some of them were sharp. She fell. One of them went through her neck and to her head. She was dead. He's scared.
Police have not confirmed that or talked about any details surrounding Willow's death.
I hope you fry. I hope you fry for hurting a kid.
But for some, it doesn't matter that the girl's grandfather, Dale D. Reich, says it was an accident.
And then how do you tell a 6-year-old your friend's dead and that they were killed?
And as we know from watching this unfold, kids won't be the only ones grappling with Willow's death.
I just don't understand how someone could do that to her as a baby.
There is nothing but debris for as far as the eye can see. In fact, we're standing in what used to be an Advance Auto Parts store with a subdivision behind it. Those homes here yesterday, gone today. Folks who lived there forced into shelters as they wait for help.
We heard the sirens go off, but the sirens have gone off in my life, 50 times, and no tornadoes ever hit me. So we didn't take too many precautions.
Kayla Palmer says 5 minutes after the warning, Sunday's EF4 tornado barreled down.
We just hit a corner wall and we all climbed on top of each other and we just prayed our hearts out.
Those prayers answered, the family safe, but their home turned inside out. Her family's first instinct to check on others.
My faith, it was strong that day. It had to be. I had no other choice.
In less than 24 hours, that faith transformed her from a victim to a volunteer at the Red Cross shelter at Crossroads United Methodist Church, where Kevin Moss turned for help.
I thought it was just going to be a storm. And then all of a sudden I heard the sound. It sounded like a freight train outside. And I got up to walk out of my room and the windows just blew like a bomb exploded.
He escaped safely, his home only minorly damaged, but now a gas leak in what's left of his neighborhood is forcing him out.
The thing about this that's very difficult is the uncertainty. I don't know where I'm going to be staying tonight.
Last night, 30 people stayed at that one shelter alone. Throughout the day, hundreds more stopped in to eat and to rest. Liz.
Shantel, what about tonight, though? How many people are sleeping there?
It's hard to say how many people will stay at the shelter overnight. Even though there's a 6 o'clock curfew, the Red Cross says they won't take account until midnight. And to add to that, a number of people are now staying with friends instead of at the shelter. Live in Washington, Shantel Middleton, ABC News Channel 20.